you know. But they see you, they love your energy, they support what you're doing, and that's what the song is about, you know. So let's try to be family to people. Like, let's love people. Let's do good by people, because irrespective, as also. I believe that, yeah, I'd have to give credits from things that we have around us that we didn't know were going to inspire us that much, you know. But that notwithstanding, anybody who has followed my music for a while knows that I love to preach, you know, because I've got a couple of hit songs that is just there preaching, and when I'm on stage and I'm performing to the multitudes and they're singing it back, you can feel the heart in it, you know what I'm saying? So I love to actually preach, because then what is the essence of music? You know, because if we play the beat right now, we can play a random beat right now, we don't need lyrics, all of us are going to dance, get into party moods, but when the lyrics come on top of the music, I've always been one person who, no matter the concept that I'm speaking about, I'm trying to make meaning, you know, into the lyrics that I'm putting in there. And the Torture series is actually like a church for me. Like, the Torture is like a revival place, you know, and we're only in Torture 2, so I'm just dreading what Torture 3 is gonna be. And sonically, actually, I'm actually delving into different realms. Probably in Torture 3 is gonna be some different kind of sound that is not, you know, like it's not traditional to the Stonebwoy'S style. But irrespective, Stonebwoy has also carried along music of black origin, so much so that it doesn't surprise people anymore where I carry the wave too, because I'm actually influenced and highly inspired by music of black origin, aka high life music, African music, Afro beats, reggae, dancehall, hip hop, R&B, you know, pop, soul. You know what I'm saying? I just preach, and I just slide on the R&B. Preach. Tell me what you know about me, yeah. You only see me on TV, yeah. You never know my history. How I survive is a mystery. Better still a miracle, cause I conquer every single obstacle. It go better every day, says the oracle. We not go fall, make them see particle. No, 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 no. Lord, oh, my family, no.
This is the live concert.
To explain the music, I have to sing back the lyrics.
Let's get this next one, please.
And that's like, it's the Ewe language, you know, from the Volta region of Ghana, because I'm Ewe, so I speak Ewe sometimes in the music. Most times, you know, yeah, man. So it's literally it's a Batman show, which describes how we grow, which describes our struggles and what we know, you know what I'm saying? So we have to remind some people, because it's a concept, it's an idea, but it's a real idea, you know. So when you break it down, you realize that we was born in a reality. Can't step to me in a reality. Can't chat to me in a brutality. Wanna watch is a murder. We was born in a reality. Can't chat to me in a reality. Step to me in a brutality. Wanna watch is a murder. Ire. Agototo malanu, hey, ukwe na o, tulagba maraka masopliwo.
Hot.
It's just like you love you on my piano, but you don't hear what they say. You don't even understand what they say, right? Right? So this one, if you have a question, you can ask what I said. I'm not the question what I said, right?
Does it mean that are you walking away? Are you going to put part 3 and gospel album or not?
Say that again. Am I going to work?
Are you going to put part 3 as a gospel or not?
The part 3 as a gospel.
Yeah.
It could be like that. Torture 3 could be all gospel. Torture 3 could be something else as well. It could be all love. I'm a Bible believing person, and the Bible goes all out Bible talks about it, law talks about sex. Light conquer over darkness every time, and who God bless, no one can curse. Destination forever with feet. Today my experiences you go wonder. Remember, it never used to be like this. And to be honest, that's just what inspired me to put on this record. You know, yeah. Some people just feel like you got up and got here, but definitely not. Everybody has a story, everybody has a struggle. And from my story and my struggle, when chance upon a few of my interviews, because I don't want to talk too long over here, like you realize that I've been through it. And, you know, everybody's story is unique, but I have also been through some unique stories that brought me here today. Not everybody really thought that I would be here today. You know, I was the only one who could believe in myself. And sometimes you had doubts where it was going to go. But your only faith was that you know it's going to get better anyway, but you didn't even know how, you know, until you see it now and you realize that, I don't want to talk about material things. That's why I'm not using that as an example, but looking from where you come and now you're grateful, you give thanks. Maybe I can talk about my kids. Yes, that's more important. Look at my kids now, and I'm going to get more as well anyway. Look at the life we're living now. Now we can feed ourselves and feed other people, and it definitely not like it used to be. That's it.
Round of applause, guys. Round of applause. Let's go to the next one. Winner.
Today we got the West regards us as Stonebwoy'S. You feel me? And the truth is, like people, of course, the biggest movement, not to say that there were no individual movements, I believe that people were traveling before slave trade, people were traveling from Africa to the end of the world before slave trade, which can be dated to 400 years ago. So ask yourself, before 400 years, what was happening? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, that would have been the largest movement that would have actually been responsible for a larger part. So I mean to say that we are one people, we share one roots as Jamaicans. And sometimes when I speak on this, I mean to say, I don't mean to be like, I don't mean to disrespect nobody, because there are Chinese in Jamaica, there are Chinese roots who trace them roots into China. Indians, but I speak from the perspective of blackness. The black nation, really does come from Africa, and therefore we have it in our DNAs, the same culture, the same sound. Environment or geographical situations will influence however it goes, one way or the other, but it does not lose its identity. That's, I mean to say, you see I'm a black here from Ghana, you see another black man from Jamaica, and they've never been to Ghana. But that tells you there's some similarities from where we all come from, and that's how we share the musical synergies as well, as far as I'm concerned. So working with my brother and sister Jamaicans has always been like beautiful for me. It has always been like a bridge, because take away music and take away commerce and take away culture and whatever, how are we going to bridge the gaps between us as a people? How? So creative arts and entertainment and sports and commerce would bring us together the more so. That's just what's happening right here. It's beautiful. Every time I go to Jamaica, it feels like home. When the Jamaicans come to Ghana, they realize that this is where they're from. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, mostly because Ghana was responsible also for most of the slave castles that was ever built. Ghana has the most number. So I think the business was thriving, and we would have been responsible responsibly, and that's why our president actually went to the UN and managed to win a case for reparation for all of Africa and Canadians. It could have been any other president from Africa, but Ghanaian president. So we play a very significant role as much as Jamaica does play a significant role in the Caribbean, we do in Africa. So music forever, you know?
Round of applause, guys, round of applause. Let me just touch upon something quickly. First and foremost, I want to say congratulations for your performance last year, August, in Jamaica. Well done. That was very. I was there in the crowd, so well done. Big up myself, yeah.
Yes.
The universe.
So you talk about nothing used to be like this song before, right? So I'm trying to figure out something. So are you saying that when nothing used to be like this before, you're saying now you've reached your podium, you've reached there now, and so you're looking out now. I'm asking, so are you saying that you've reached somewhere now, and then the other somewhere says winner? Are you all saying that you're basically all three different kings right now? God's crowned you, so God's using you as a vessel. I'm trying to find out.
I mean, it makes sense. It's however anybody wants to interpret it. So long as we're touching base on the winner concept and the winning concept, I'm sure it's going to make sense, because I do not intend for people to box it up in the meaning that I only said from my side. So you're right as well. But if I also said that it never used to be like this before, personally, I do not mean that I have hit my ends. There's a lot more for me to go and achieve. There's a lot more work for me to do. But I'm grateful to the Most High, because looking at where I am now and where I used to be is not the same. And interestingly, somebody at my level would be done, you know, and that alone would have been enough. But when you know that you carry more, then you have to hustle more, you know, because I personally believe that there's so much more for me to achieve. And I make a joke most often and say that if I get half of the fame of Michael Jackson, I'm gonna walk on it. You know, I always say that, you know, like I make fun that I'm looking for half of Michael Jackson's fame to walk on it. Yeah, so we're here now, but there's more to achieve, certainly.
Social media and all that. How do you use your platform with some of these ideas, like push for Africa's rise and stuff like that?
Thank you very much. To even take it from your point, Ghana is very huge when it comes to Pan-Africanism, right? And that is why we would have so much influence from across our African brothers and sisters right there coming back home. And it's also interesting to, you know, find out that Ghana actually embraces, you know, Africans across the globe, with the latest one that I shared about what the president did, you know. So it's very important for a creative like me to continue in the steps of those, because other than that, I believe that their sweat is going to be in vain, because music would be one of the tools that would easily contain such vibes and have people thinking and using it in their daily lives, because music actually teaches people subconsciously, you know. So for me, like you said, it is so important for me, to be honest, like as a person, like as an artist, no disrespect to any musician anywhere who feels inspired by something else and preaches some other vibes, no problem. But for me, my biggest inspirations have been the Kwame Nkrumahs, and whenever I read the stories of how people have actually died and sacrificed for us to be here today, it touches me so much, and I feel like the least I can do is to present that consciousness, at least in some of the songs, if not all of the songs. And fortunately for me, the Torture series is like, it's giving me an avenue to be very deep and very raw as it would be. I'm not even looking at maybe necessarily making a club banger right now. No, I'm trying to make a mind banger, you know, trying to make a heart banger, you know, and put the vibes in there. So this has given me the avenue to continue the Pan-Africanism, you know, that there is. Of course, I've got some beautiful reggae songs. Like I just swing in between, like I said, music of black origin. That's why I mentioned that from the beginning, because that on its own is Pan-Africanism. Imagine me standing here and say, I'm Afrobeat, excuse my English, folk dancer. That's ignorant, you know. And it couldn't be that, or folk radio, you know. But when Stonebwoy comes about, you find out that it reminds you of who we are, especially here in overseas. I'm not in Ghana right now, There are Jamaicans amongst us, there are Caribbean people amongst us. They can find something at least that they can relate to and say, yes, it reminds me of me, you know, and I think that's just what I'm about in terms of continuing that legacy and rooting the new youth into that. And so when you hear Afro dancehall, that's Stonebwoy pioneering Afro dancehall for the past 13 years plus, and it's been gaining some amazing, you know, traction across the globe, and I'm proud of that.
I want to say congratulations on the project. I want to ask you something that stood out to me was the instrumental selection.
Yep.
Do you work with different producers, or you do have some people that you just work with all your projects? And the second question is, what was the feeling when you received the project, like the mix and master, the finished product? What were you feeling that day?
Thank you. I work with a lot of producers, sincerely, like some different producers. Some producers are from Jamaica on this project. Some America, Jamaicans, like in terms of nationality, and some Ghanaians. So if you're wondering, I'm very open to working with producers across the globe. But the selection of the project actually goes with a theme. So that's how come you find out that it's swinging within a certain realistic theme, you know, as far as the torture is concerned. Then in terms of mixing and mastering, you know how it feels when you are always a part of the project, you know? Like, I believe that I'm blessed enough to be a part of the musical direction also. So in the end, what happens is that I sit back and I breeze it through. Once it's technically accurate to get to the world, I'm satisfied. And it gives me joy, because then this means that I'm about to serve the world something that I value. So anytime that we're done with the works and it sounds clean to go out to the masses, it gives me joy, and I feel very great about that, that yes, this is another body of voice that's going to hit the world, and let's see how the world interprets it, you know, and how they interpret it actually completes my joy, because I cannot determine how the communication goes with somebody, you know. Yeah, once it gets out there and they receive it and turn it into their own food for the soul, I'm happy. Yeah, respect.
More questions?
Me not in the side, you know. As we are rising deep in the old, Batman and the that figure wrong. Tell them I'm on it all. Because we know which part we are going, and if you think that we will be slow, you lie, you lie. I'm on it all. Because we know which part we are going, and if you think that we will be slow, you lie, you lie. God bless you. Another 365 around the soul. Another 365 around the soul. Oh, yes, I was born. Yes, you was born. God bless. And that was so blessed to the born and born to bless. Blessed to the born and born to bless. And life is the ultimate.
So I'm gonna go through every single song, and if I say a song, then just put your hands up. That's what you're gonna do, yeah? So Wilderness. Whoa. Wilderness. Is that all? Wilderness?
To God first. That's a fact. What to me, we go to God first. Them on top of
Everybody stand up. Shots of that air glowing. Come forward, everyone, come forward. Come forward.
One time, special performance from my guys right here. It's gonna take only 3 minutes. So take out your phones and tell a friend to go check it out. Stonebwoy. Big nation from Ghana. You don't know where represent. Look up on the section here and see it. to get to me, if you go to that first. To get to me, if you go to me. My failure not add to your success. Even if you be you getting life license. You will hear the other make your peace nonsense. This is birth only what I can. Now the birth, I'm not birth, cause I don't have the birth. Never put the pill, cause them they live in faith. Because them realize it's complicated. Cause I'm not influence that them are. Well, just right, you can see me as an icon to a medallion and Tara. Fight outside and fight my group, right and deliver legacy, come on now. No matter how many more, how many less, how many times I got to go to to get to me if you go to. Yes, to get to me if you go to. No matter how many more, how many times I got to go to. Level. Any bad man in here, you will not bring that. What we tell them? When you think of anything, you go different pieces from the second. I like them learn. Yes, country road, taxi road, flat. Oh boy, never feels like none of them clown. I turn up to 2-5 people to the sky, and it never come down. When the samurai come, private party listening situation right now. In a part of the young man, them Ghana, Africa, I know it's right now. Taxi mode, flight mode, and sleeping never touch down. Our boy never face like none of them clown. And turn off to 2-5 people the choky sky, and it never come down. Full cover radio so we can knock the machine to be smooth. Surround them. Surround them. Kill them.
What else is too late? Thank you everybody for coming. And again. Guys, clap.